2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the New York Knicks in New York. For New York, playing under 500 basketball over the last 10 games. They can do better, and they'll try to get on the winning side tonight. So tonight, two inexperienced teams facing off. Shaq, if you were coaching a young club, what advice would you give?
Well, you got to play within yourselves, and if you make a mistake, don't let it get in your head. You just got to keep playing.
Wouldn't you also say, hey, get the ball to Shaq?
I would definitely say that.
Well, if he was on a young team with Shaq, I would say the same thing. But if you don't have a guy named Shaq, you just play with a great deal of energy, and that could make up for the lack of experience. So, you know, being young can benefit you in that way, and you can have some advantages that experienced guys don't have.
Would you like to play for Shaq if Shaq was a coach?
As a coach, I would like to play with Shaq as a young Shaq.
No, if he's the coach.
No, I didn't.
Would you like to play for Shaq?
I'd like to play with Shaq as a young Shaq.
He doesn't want to play for you if you're coaching.
They don't know my coaching style.
What is your coaching style?
They call me Pat Jackson.
A combination,
so
it would seem, of Pat Riley and Phil Jackson.
Well, that means you're going to practice me hard, and we're going to win a lot. I want to play for Pat Jackson. I just decided.
Not me. Let's get to Kevin Harlan. Here comes the opening tip.
Welcome, basketball fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. The fans making some noise here at the Knicks Arena. The New York Knicks are getting settled in. Look at Orlando. They come in off a difficult stretch of home games, and a win here on the road would do a lot to get that confidence back.
And before the season, guys, not much was expected of this group. We heard them saying that they were going to prove the doubters wrong, but so far that has not been the case. It's been a struggle.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, guys, Kristaps Porzingis has drawn comparisons to Dirk Nowitzki, and it sounds like Dirk is a fan. He says of Porzingis, he's long, athletic, tough. He has touch. He can put it on the floor. He is for real. Kevin?
And Porzingis, DA, a good 3 inches taller than Dirk. He's a very unique talent for sure. In the early going here, Doris, we're already seeing a continued trend, putting 5 guys on the floor who can hit the face-up jumper.
Well, this is the new age in the NBA. The floor spacing is incredible because when you've got 5 face-up guys, all of whom can put the ball on the deck, all of whom can shoot, it creates so many driving lanes. And the origin of this, to me, goes back to the last Spurs NBA championship. It was such pretty basketball, the movement, the flow. That, to me, was the starting point for all this.
Team's kind of playing outside in, and it's fun to watch the change. Here's Ntilikina, now the starting group for Orlando. Inside, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Fournier and Ross, they're the wings. And it's Grant in at the point, stolen by Gordon. And Vucevic throws it down.
Well, Evan Fournier is a fundamentally sound player, and if his teammates are open, he will deliver the rock.
Ntilikina kicks to Porzingis. Passes it to Cantor. Good on the shot.
And where's the help? Obviously a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Right, because otherwise you're going to give up those close range opportunities all night. If you allow the opposition to get into a groove, look out.
Here's Vucevic after Enes Kanter's basket. Back to Vucevic. It's deflected.
Encouraging to see Cantor trying harder on the defensive end. There's height. There's ability to block shots. Go to work, Enes.
Now here's Porzingis. Unable to get that one. Gordon with the defensive effort. Fournier against Lee. Kicks it out to Gordon. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. We saw Gordon making big strides in his game last season, Doris, and it started with his shooting.
Well, specifically his long-range shooting, right, Kev? Because the 3 started to fall, and then that opened up other scoring options for him. Boy, it really seemed to come together for this guy, a rising star in just 1 year.
The first free throw is good.
Well, sometimes it just takes an opportunity in the NBA, and Aaron Gordon has made the most of it. Since taking over that power forward role full-time, he has shown remarkable improvement. Plays with more confidence and aggression on offense and has transformed himself as a player.
And both free throws good for Gordon. And for Gordon, in his first full season as a starter, he instantly became a star in the league.
And when he was taken 4th overall, this was the type of player the team was hoping he'd become. His outside shot is improved by leaps and bounds and always plays with speed and athleticism. And now I think he's got a much more fully rounded game, which makes him dangerous.
Now here's Ross. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game.
And just showing you his determination despite the size difference.
I mean, how does he get that shot off? I mean, he had to angle that perfectly to get past the defender.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And last season, LeBron said that the Knicks made a mistake passing on Dennis Smith Jr. in the draft. Of course, they took Frank Ntilikina out of France.
Yeah, a little shade thrown Ntilikina's way last season. Of course, he's one of the youngest players in that draft, and so plenty of time for this young man to fulfill his potential.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And that one falls for Ntilikina. Doris, when you look at Frank Ntilikina, the first thing that might strike you is how long his arms really are.
Right, that wingspan in the 7'1" mark. And I'll tell you what you like is that Ntilikina really knows how to use that length to his advantage on the defensive end.
Doris, one thing the Knicks did really well last season, protect the rim.
Well, you think about the New York Knicks over the past 3 years. They have been top 10 in block shots in each of those 3. They have been one of the taller teams in the league. Perimeter defense has been the bigger issue for the New York Knicks.
Here's Knox. And the shot goes in. Knox has got his first points in this one.
Can't leave anyone uncovered around Ntilikina. He is so adept at exploiting situations like that.
Fournier finds Vucevic, and slam dunk by Vucevic.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
You know, that's why we say move without the basketball. You'll be rewarded.
Yep, it counts.
Well, we see a de-emphasis of the mid-range shot opportunities in today's NBA, but Porzingis excels in that area.
Now, here's Grant. 11 points for him in that last game against Washington.
And don't forget the sensational plays he made out there. He saw the court so well, firing perfect passes to teammates for wide open shots.
5 on the clock. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Terrence Ross, Doris, one of the more athletic wingmen in the league.
Right, Kevin. This guy's got great reach and frame for the position he plays, and he's always been able to dazzle at times, but he can also disappear. So this guy's got to find that ability to get involved and stay active.
And the first one drops. And the Magic last season, Doris, suffered on offense due to a lack of outside shooting.
And it wasn't the number of threes, Kevin. They took a good percentage of shots from 3. The bottom line was the percentage from those shots wasn't very good. Too many players putting up a handful of threes per game that just weren't consistent from that distance.
And both free throws good for Ross. One big problem for the Knicks last season, Doris, the offense was okay, but the defense let them down.
Right, and the one area that was a strength was shot blocking. But a good defense requires far more than that. It requires quickness. It requires on-point rotations. Their defensive rating ended up being in the bottom 10 last year, Kevin.
It's good for his second make. He's made 2 or 3 so far.
Amazing when you're 7'3" with great instincts. You create an opportunity to get the putback. Nice work, Kristaps Porzingis.
Now here's Fournier. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Knicks with the rebound. Now here's Lee. Left side, Porzingis. Down it goes, his third basket. He's now 3 for 4. And so Grant will bring it up for the Orlando Magic, trailing by 2. This their first look at this year's New York squad.
And they won the season series against this club last year, but, you know, then again, so did a lot of other teams. Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
And to me, that's all about the body control, right, Greg? I mean, he does such a stellar job sizing up his man and drains it despite having the size on him.
And ball movement is important to any club. Ntilikina making it a priority to share it with his guys.
Here's Fournier. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Yeah, the defense not closing out in time. He's too quick and too good to miss many of those.
Porzingis inside. He's against Gordon, and stolen by Fournier. There's the dish to Vucevic. Back to Fournier. Off target from three-point range. Here's Porzingis. Ross grabs the board.
And a surprise he doesn't knock that down. Defense a little too lax that time.
Grant outside. Outside Fournier. Shot by Gordon, wide open. Good on the triple. Gordon's got 5 points so far.
Wow, burying that jumper on a more consistent basis. Aaron Gordon superb at realizing when to pull the trigger.
And the dunk by Porzingis.
And both offenses in rhythm here to start the game.
Boy, these teams can't miss so far. If you love good offense, this is your game.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. So much of being a scorer is finding ways to get open without the ball, Doris, and there are a lot of guys that do that very well in the league right now.
Well, you think back to guys like Ray Allen, who have retired in the last 5 to 6 years. He was one of the all-time bests. You think back to the Detroit Pistons teams and Rip Hamilton. They set the stage for today's generation. Guys like Klay Thompson and Kyle Korver, who are relentless in their motion and sometimes do it randomly. Outside of the context of the offense, they're just, because they've done it so often, the kind of movement they create puts tremendous stress on your defense.
Here's Porzingis following the score by Aaron Gordon. It's stolen by Vucevic. Here's Gordon. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Gordon's got his third basket of the night.
Yeah, sprinting end to end, but under control. That's the key.
No, exactly right, Greg. You can't go too fast. He pulled that off in brilliant fashion.
The three from Porzingis doesn't go for him. The Magic go the other way with it. Here's Grant. And Cantor pulls it down. Knicks trail by 5. Here's Knox. That one a little long. And so the ball out of bounds. Fournier last touched it.
And with a quick break in the action, here's some numbers for Vucevic. Averaging about 15 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists. He has been at his most dynamic, no question about it, a real handful.
Let's make no mistake, one of the elite talents in the NBA and operating at the highest level right now.
Now here's Moutier. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Stolen by Bamba. Vucevic to the pass to Gordon. The shot misses. For New York, they've gone 7 of 13, just over 50% from the floor. Some good looks, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. A different look for New York. Noah Vonleh comes in for Cantor, and it's Hezonja in for Knox. Here's Moutier. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Good, nice play there from Vonleh.
Well, Emmanuel Moutier, pretty pass. Let's see some more of that young gun.
Here's Grant after the basket by Noah Vonleh. Grant kicks to Fournier. Magic moving the ball around. Vucevic up top. 6 to shoot. Orlando needs to get off a shot. Another miss by Orlando. Knicks trail by 3. And here's Moutier. Outside, Porzingis. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Vucevic. Jumps up, and Vucevic throws it down.
Well, you love to see Vucevic run the floor. He's got such a knack to finding the open space in transition. That's pretty.
Now, here's Moutier. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet.
And that's really the change in our game. It's the overall athletic ability. I love those point guards that can throw it down.
Well, you've talked about that. That's a dose of the modern NBA, Greg. That kind of aerial ability isn't limited now to just the front court anymore.
That's exactly right.
That's the point, guys. When your lead playmaker can get to the rim like that and convert, monster advantage.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Jarrell Martin's checked in for Vucevic. Jonathan Isaac comes in for Gordon. Jonathan Simmons is checked in for Fournier. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Jaren Grant. Here's Martin. Nice D from Porzingis.
Boy, a kickout's probably a better option when the defense is swarming around like that.
Hezonja, and it's sent back by Isaac.
You can see the long wingspan of Jonathan Isaac coming into play twice on the pipes.
And Augustine kicks to Bamba. Simmons on the wing. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Simmons got his first basket.
This guy's such a physical player. Even when you put contact on Jonathan Simmons, he keeps his momentum and focus.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will take it. And how about a look now at the first-year block leaders in the NBA? Here are the top rookie intimidators. Second, Mohamed Bamba.
And that ability to send shots away at the rim, so highly valued. It takes guts to put yourself in harm's way and contest those finishers.
Augustine dishes to Simmons. Here's Isaac. No points in the game yet for him. Martin, the pass to Isaac. Off target with his 3. Looking at the Knicks, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Raptors. Isaac with the steal. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And while we got a chance, let's look at some numbers for Kristaps Porzingis. First in scoring, second in blocks, and his sweet shooting stroke places him in the top 15 league-wide in three-point percentage. You've got to play him tight.
And his scoring abilities are just so far out of sight. Number 1 overall right now. No one's been able to slow him down or even come close. That's good from Isaac.
What we know about Jonathan Isaac is he's got incredible length coming out of Florida State. And the team knew, guys, that it would take some time to develop because he's so young. But with that frame and the potential his offensive game has, he can be scary in the future.
Trey Burks checked in for Trier. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. And Doris with Isaac, unfortunately, he missed a lot of his rookie year to injury.
Well, it was a disappointment for the young man, to be sure, Kevin. But he talked to Aaron Gordon about dealing with the injury and that lost time. Let's remember, Gordon went through the same situation as a rookie.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
Well, typically speaking, transition points are high percentage looks. Get out and go. That's their philosophy.
Porzingis finds Hazonia. Isaac with the steal. Oh, and here we go with Simmons. Nobody back. And Simmons slams it in.
You know what? You cannot afford to be careless with the basketball around Jonathan Isaac. Those long arms to get into the passing lanes. Whoop-hoo!
Now here's Moutier. Pass to Vonleh. Shot to stop the run. That's tipped. Out of bounds. Knicks ball as New York keeps possession of it. .52 seconds left to play in the first quarter. 6 to shoot. Isaac with the steal. Now Simmons. He's coming off a 13-point game against Washington. A second chance effort. Porzingis with the block.
You know, when you drive the lane, you have to know where Porzingis is, because with his reach, he can sneak up and send that shot away anytime.
Orlando with the ball. They're leading by 8.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Now here's Burke. Guarded by Simmons. Vonleh kicks to Hazonia. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots over Isaac. Ball's knocked loose.
Defensive positioning so important, and he could not have played him better there.
Augustine from outside trains the three-pointer. Augustine's got his second bucket tonight.
And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Yeah, you know, it looks like they've wanted it more. Outstanding hustle and determination throughout.
And so it's Aaron Gordon making things happen for Orlando. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. Right back after this break. Enes Kanter traded to the Knicks in 2017. Said he was thrilled to go and play in New York.
Man, it's just like dream come true. I'm going to New York. Cause like for every player, man, you just want to come to New York. It's a big city, a lot of people, crazy fans. And I mean, of course, the most famous arena in the world. And I was definitely so happy.
That's a great place to play, the Mecca.
And they're hungry for a winner. I think Kanter's willingness to mix it up and challenge opposing teams has endeared him to the fans.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a very convincing performance from the Magic so far.
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
Not at all. Every time they get the ball, they're looking to burn the defense in transition.
We've got Moutier. Hazonia out there with Porzingis. Then there's Burke, and it's Vonleh in at the 5. That's the 5 for New York right now. Here's Moutier, and the rebound goes to Martin.
He does everything right except drain the shot.
Here's Bamba. That's in. Augustine with the assist. Bamba's got his first basket.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Burke, the pass to Porzingis. Here's the floater.
The main thing you get with Bamba, imposing defender, shot blocker, alters everything in the paint.
Count that one from Isaac.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Burke finds Porzingis. Good work defensively by Martin. Orlando leading by 17.
Well, Steve Clifford takes over here in Orlando, and of course he is known for his frankness and his disciplined approach to the game. You think about Clifford's teams, they rarely make unforced errors and are some of the best at minimizing their own mistakes.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, the Knicks hope to build a contender around their star player, Kristaps Porzingis. He said playoff experience would be huge at this point in my career. The sooner, the better. That's the only thing I'm focused on. What I need to do on the court to play better, make my team win. Kevin, we'll see if they can get there together.
Thanks, D.A.
This is ridiculous. Can you remember the last time they missed?
I really can't. They're on fire. Seems like they cannot miss.
And for Clifford, his job in Orlando, Doris, will be to develop the skills of his very young core.
That is correct, and he'll try to get this young group to play intelligently, minimize turnovers. You remember he once famously said the NBA isn't about winning, it's about winning in the playoffs.
And so New York calls timeout. They're first.
Well, I mean, he needs to talk to his guys. The interior defense has been horrific.
Absolutely no rim protection whatsoever. At this point, the other team is walking all over them on the inside.
Terrence Ross is checked in for Jarrell Martin. And to look now at the four areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Magic.
And the three-point shot above the break has become a popular shot in the league, but not for them tonight. They're passing that one up and just trying to get their offense from closer to the hoop.
Knox the pass to Ntilikina. The shot's good from Kanter.
Well, the touch that Enes Kanter presents is really terrific. Unbelievable scoring inside.
And Augustine kicks to Simmons. That one goes in for him, too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Here's Kanter. Pass to Burke. Here's Ntilikina. Guarded by Augustine. New York moving the ball around. Feeds it to Kanter. It's good. Kanter's got 6 points.
Well, you love that Courtney Lee, a tremendous shooter, is willing to give it up when he sees a guy open. That's good stuff.
Augustine passes to Bamba. Kicks to Ross. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. More and more, we're hearing the term positionless basketball, Doris, but it's not an entirely new concept. I remember Jerry West, for example, talking about it a couple decades ago.
Well, I think Jerry West talking about it is about there are certain guys historically who could play in any era. Jerry West would be there. Rick Barry would be another one. So certainly this has been a topic discussed in the past. I think why it's so important in today's day and age, the NBA has become a switch-heavy league, and that's on the defensive end. And therefore, teams like Boston and others are building their roster around guys who are switchable and versatile. It's become an almost necessity in today's NBA.
Great perspective. And the second free throw, good. Not a lot to be happy about with the Magic last season, but they did see some improvement in some of their players.
You know what, Kevin? I think you saw Aaron Gordon make a big leap, and I don't think he was alone. Guys like Evan Fournier and other wings also continue to develop their games. If there was one silver lining for a very difficult season, that would have to be it.
Now here is Augustine. Defense is right there. No good from Simmons.
Well, defenders are in the area, and that's all it took to force him to change his release.
To the wing on the left. Here's Bamba, and good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine. Augustine's got assist number 5 here tonight. Now here's Burke, guarded by Augustine, stolen by Bamba. Right side Simmons. That's short off the rim. For the New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to the Raptors in Toronto.
And, you know, this can happen on the road. You're out defending guys who have just gotten into a comfort zone playing at home.
No passion on the defensive end. Didn't look completely engaged. Really need to lock in and be focused on these road games.
And it's D.J. Augustine with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Trier, he's checked in for Trey Burke. Here's Ntilikina. 11 points for him in that last game against the Raptors in Toronto.
Yeah, I was also struck by how well he shared the basketball. He created a lot of easy buckets with that passing ability.
Knox the pass to Canner. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
Boy, you think about the Orlando Magic last season and the strong start they got out to, and it sort of faded away very quickly afterward. They ended the year as one of the worst teams in the East.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Vucevic checked in for Bamba. Gordon comes in for Isaac. Fournier is checked in for Simmons. And it's Jaren Grant in for Augustine. Outside Gordon. Here's Fournier. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Magic lead by 20. And for the Magic, part of their struggles, Doris, were injuries.
Oh, no doubt, Kevin. Pretty much every member of their rotation missed time at some point. How about this? No player started more than 57 games. You know, above all else, it's impossible to do well when you are constantly shuffling lineups due to injury.
Got a piece of it. Goes back up. Gordon. Up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now.
Well, at 6'9", great athlete, Aaron Gordon can be a problem on the glass.
Floats one, and the layup is up and in.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Orlando leading by 20. Grant with the ball. The feed to Vucevic. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. That's on Enes Kanter.
Well, that's power and focus of Nikola Vucevic. Hit him, slap him, doesn't make a difference.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And all you need to do is see his free throw percentage, guys. 90 for the season to know what kind of year he's having.
One shot, behind the lanes.
Free throw drops for Vucevic.
Well, you just have to love the skill Vucevic shows on the offensive end. I mean, he can erupt for big scoring nights if you don't keep him in check, and it gives you a little bit of everything from an offensive standpoint.
Here's Knox. Back to Kanter. 6 on the shot clock. There's Lee with the 3. Hits it from 3-point range. Guys, Vucevic doing more shooting from range the last couple of years, further improving his versatile offensive game.
Yeah, and when he was younger, he got his points by going to work on the block. Still can do that, but now prefers to float outside and stretch the defense. Very soft touch on that jump shot, no matter if it comes from inside or out.
The pass to Ross. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. Fournier's shot is off. Knicks trail by 20. Here's Knox. That one wide left. Grant outside. Inside. Passes it to Fournier. From beyond the arc and then some. Fournier's got 7 points.
Boy, his shot looks so much more fluid this quarter, hitting at a much better clip.
Here's Ntilikina. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Poked loose. Out of bounds. Knicks ball as New York keeps possession of it. Here's a look at what's coming up for New York. On Wednesday, they'll go up against Russell Westbrook and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Then on Friday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans.
And for that matchup with the Magic, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
Well, Enes Kanter, when we talk about rebounds per minute, Doris, he's generally very high on that list.
Well, Kev, he's got the size and he's got the strength. But what I really love about him is there's this willingness to mix it up. This is a very physical player.
Two shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
And sometimes it seems the age of interior scoring big men has come and gone. Enes Kanter, one of the rare big men who can dominate a game offensively in the paint, great hands and the strength to create space.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. And you talk about Kanter's inside game, but he's got a solid jump shot.
It looks very comfortable all the way out to 20 feet. I think before long we may see him add a three-point shot to his repertoire.
Vucevic trying to get open. The shot's good from Fournier. Fournier's got 9.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Time called here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. And Doris, last year, another season where Evan Fournier continued to improve his scoring.
Well, it's really been amazing to watch this guy refine his game over the last several years. Very judicious with the shots he takes. Not going to wow you too often, but a very consistent contributor.
Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at New York, they were hoping to get off to a better start to the season. Things are still early, so they still may have a chance. And of course, there's the Magic. They find themselves in the dregs of the conference.
And I think for the Magic, their season has been exactly the kind of misadventure their fans were afraid it might be.
And with the major changes we know are coming, now you have players fighting for their jobs, trying to prove they deserve to be here beyond the end of this season.
Here's Ross, and Ross with the slam.
Boy, there aren't many who can finish better at the rim on the move than Terrence Ross. How about the finish?
Here's Lee. Last time, 14 points for him. Pass to Ntilikina. Here's Knox, defended by Gordon. Knox, the pass to Trier. 5 on the clock. Fires from the wing. Orlando grabs the miss. Vucevic has got his 4th rebound in this one. Fournier finds Ross. Back to Fournier. No good on the 3. New York's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Basket counts.
Boy, I love seeing Kanter distribute the basketball. If you're open, this guy will find you.
Orlando leading by 23. Now, here's Grant. Pass to Vucevic. Right side, Gordon. Just 5 on the clock. To the paint. Ross, that's good. Ross has got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, what an excellent finish by Terrence Ross. The defense giving him a very hard time, but he was determined.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Jaren Grant. That's his first foul for the Knicks. Noah Vonleh, he's checked in for Kanter. Porzingis comes in for Courtney Lee. And Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Ntilikina. And a change for the Magic. Martin's checked in. Mudiay looking around. The wide open look here for Porzingis. Cans it from downtown. Porzingis has got 13.
Well, he continues to be a dangerous scorer for them, but he can't do it all by himself. Someone else has got to help them climb out of this hole.
This one for three. Hits the three-point bomb. That's 7 points for Jaron Grant.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now here's Moutier, guarded closely. Nice D from Fournier.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Martin, that's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Moutier kicks to Vonleh. The thing about Porzingis, interesting guy beyond just basketball.
No doubt, Kev. I mean, here's a man who speaks 3 languages. He had a Carmelo Anthony jersey as a kid. He had a couple of Latvian rap songs written about him, and the guy's just getting started.
First free throw is good.
You know, there was so much hype around Kristaps Porzingis once he got off to a great start in his first year. And you just want to see him continue to grow and add dimensions to the offensive game every year. What's next? We'll see.
Mario Hezonja's checked in for the Knicks. Both shots good from the stripe. No question, Porzingis is a tremendous talent, Doris. We've seen that, but he continues to struggle some as a rebounder.
I think automatically you see a 7'3" guy and you say, okay, that's 10 rebounds. But the reality is Porzingis has been more of a face-up, you know, good athlete, attack the rim. He can get to the glass, and I think you'll see more of that in the future.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play, sponsored by Under Armour Hover Habit.
And getting going here in the second quarter, his second three-pointer of the game.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Grant kicks to Fournier. And the pass to Gordon. Grant finds Martin. Over Porzingis. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on Porzingis. The Magic have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight. Free throw good, Martin. And both free throws good for Martin. And now here's Hezonja. He's covered by Isaac. Here's Porzingis, and the layup's good off the glass. Porzingis has got 10 points now just in this quarter.
What you love is how complete a player Kristaps Porzingis is. There is a variety of ways with which he can score it.
And so it's the Orlando Magic finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thank you. Aaron, you all have played at a high level so far. What has worked for you?
We're just sticking to the game plan. You know, our coaches really drew up something good for us. You know, they wrote it out, and we're sticking to it, and we're executing very well.
Yeah, that's obvious the way you all have played. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, it's good to have you back. You're watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show. This right here is Kenny the Jet Smith. This right here is Shaquille O'Neal. Me, I'm just Ernie. What a start it was for Aaron Gordon. He had 11 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. What did you think, Kenny, about what we saw from the Magic?
Well, they were dishing out dimes left and right, and the guys were finishing strong. As a team, they seem to be always thinking, always looking for the best shot. If they keep sharing the ball this way, the second half could be more lopsided than the first.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotations. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. And you know, I like eating that barbecue chicken. They got to do better, Ernie.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
Welcome back to New York City. Some street art on the wall of the Canal Street subway station in Soho, south of Houston, just down the way from us. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Porzingis having a dominant impact in this game.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
You know, I think, Greg, they never settled for the first look. It was always about, let's get the best shot possible. Really good judgment on the offensive end.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Tipping off the second half, here's Steve Clifford's 5. Inside, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Fournier and Ross, they're the wings. And it's Grant in at the 1 spot. Vucevic to the pass to Gordon. Over Porzingis. Good on the 13-footer. Gordon's got the first bucket of the third here for the Magic.
Well, the rise and fire from Aaron Gordon in the mid-range, it's almost unguardable at this point.
Ross on the wing. Outside Gordon. Back to Ross. It's intercepted. Here's Ntilikina. Outside, Porzingis. Off target from outside. And here's Fournier. He brings it up for Orlando. Here's Gordon. Here's Ross. Doesn't go that time. And New York will come the other way. On the wing, Lee. And stolen by Fournier. Lob pass to Gordon. Porzingis with the steal. Tipped away. Passes it to Grant. 90 seconds now into the second half. From 13, Porzingis with the block.
I don't like their energy level since the break, right? They've missed 3 of their first 4 shots. That's how it's done, gentlemen. You don't pass to a player, you pass to a spot. Let your teammate run into it.
Here's Ntilikina. He's covered by Grant. Ntilikina kicks to Lee. And Lee with the stuff.
Yeah, simply can't lose sight of Lee when he's close to the hoop. Certainly has the ability to rise up and slam it home.
Pass to Vucevic for 3. Rebounded by Knox.
Ooh, and this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
Boy, when you look at the New York Knicks and their recent draft history, they didn't have a first rounder in 2012, 2014, and 2016. They're obviously feeling the effects of that now, Kev.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. And on the subject of draft picks, with the salary cap, Doris, it really helps to get production from guys who are still on rookie contracts.
Well, Kevin, there is no doubting the fact that every roster spot has huge value in today's NBA. With the game played at the fast pace that we see nowadays, you've got to have production up and down the roster. Those rookie contracts help in your overall salary structure. That's why those are so key.
No good from Grant.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Well, that's just stellar interior defense. You can't ask for anything more than that.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Jaron Grant. That'll be his second foul of the game. Bamba is checked in for the Magic. Augustine comes in for Jaron Grant. Here's Ntilikina, guarded by Augustine. And it's denied, but they get it back. The three from Porzingis, and Vucevic pulls it down. Vucevic has got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Ross, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis. Ross dishes to Bamba. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Yeah, great anticipation of where the open man was going to be, and Terrence Ross finds him immediately. That's really pretty.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Ross against Porzingis. It's hauled in by the Magic. Fournier passes to Augustine. And here's what the schedule for Orlando looks like. On Monday, they'll go up against Bradley Beal and the Washington Wizards. And then on Wednesday, they'll be facing Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
You think about the Orlando Magic and how difficult things were from a rebounding perspective last year. Dead last in defensive rebounding percentage. Listen, if you can't close out possessions, you are digging your own grave in the NBA.
The Magic making a switch here. Simmons is checked in. And he's good on the second. New York's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. The floater. Lee gets the bucket. Lee's got 7 points. And Doris, when you look at the Magic roster, you think they'd be better at rebounding.
Well, I think, Kevin, a lot of people assume when you have big bodies that rebounding necessarily follows. The reality is there's an art to rebounding the basketball. And there were struggles across the board for this team. Let's make no mistake. Whether it was offensively, whether it was the rebounding that you made note of, there are a lot of areas that this team and organization needs to address. Well, we know this about Nikola Vucevic, right? He's always been a reliable option on the offensive end. He's at his best when he's sort of balancing that inside and outside game. This guy a year ago focused on posting up and getting better looks close to the basket.
The first free throw is good. And as talented as Vucevic is on offense, detractors will always question, Doris, his defense.
Well, I think, Kevin, there's no secret here that his defense is not as strong as his offense. But from a purely statistical standpoint, his team is much better with him on the floor.
He kicks to Ross. Back to Vucevic. Bank shot, no good. Knicks have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Here's Ntilikina. He has 6. Outside, Porzingis. Just 5 on the clock. Good work there as it goes. Porzingis has got 22.
Very hard to contend with a player with the size and touch and well-rounded offensive game that Kristaps Porzingis has.
And Vucevic kicks to Augustine. Back to Vucevic. The shot, no good. Excellent D from Cancer. Pass to Porzingis. Banked in off the glass. He's got 24.
It's really tough to game plan for Kristaps Porzingis, one of the top inside-outside threats in the entire NBA.
Augustine up top, covered by Lee. Stolen by Bamba. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
And of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good.
And with Mohamed Bamba, one of the first things you notice is that 7'9" wingspan. I mean, yeah, he's got to add more muscle on that frame, but he can use that reach already to make an impact at both ends.
And he sinks the second. And with Bamba, in addition to his crazy length, you also get a player who's extremely smart.
How about getting scholarship offers from Ivy League schools, including Harvard? You can see him thinking on the court. He's deliberate in the things that he does. Bright future ahead for him.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
You know, couldn't agree more with this timeout. Far too many turnovers to get any kind of offensive rhythm. You're just trying to mix things up here.
Let's go to the 2K leaderboard. These teams have been terrific at turning turnovers into points. In third, the Knicks.
They've shown a tremendous ability to cash in on their opponent's mistakes, creating offense with their defense.
Porzingis kicks to Ntilikina. Back to Porzingis. Lets it go with a three. They get it back. Cantor goes up again. Misses the layup. Magic leading by 20. Feeds it to Bamba. It's rebounded by New York. Porzingis has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It goes on Mohamed Bamba.
So good at attacking the defense. At 7'3" and incredibly mobile, Kristaps Porzingis draws the contact.
That free throw good from Porzingis. So both teams changing it up here. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Well, Orlando shooting it really well. 54% from the floor. Augustine passes to Bamba. Augustine dishes to Simmons. Kicks to Bamba. The pass to Augustine. He feeds it to Bamba. Porzingis with the block. That's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession. Four on the clock. Beyond the arc. And Bamba with the basket on the assist by Vucevic. Vucevic has got his 3rd assist on the night. Knicks trail by 21. Tipped away. Augustine with the steal. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Augustine's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously cold right now, but he's trying to find that rhythm. You've got to keep working.
Passes to Bamba. Right side Simmons. And it falls over the rim and in. Simmons got 10 points in the game.
And they're just dominating on both ends. And it's reflected now in the score.
Well, absolutely, Greg. They're absolutely rolling and synced totally on both the offensive and defensive ends. His first triple of the second half. That makes 3 for the game.
And Augustine kicks to Isaac. Pass to Simmons. Magic moving the ball around. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And here is the shot chart as we see how things are going for Porzingis.
And what a big-time game we've seen from him. He's been the one looking to create and get a shot each trip down the floor. Every time a shot falls, his confidence just grows and grows. Just an all-around tremendous offensive showing.
And he knocks down the first one.
You know, the comparisons to Rudy Gobert are understandable. Bamba's insane reach really helps on both ends of the court.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
He's forcing the action now, finally getting to the charity stripe after no freebies in the first half.
And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. That is his first foul of the game. And here are the Knicks now. No one near Moutier as he lets it go. No good off the front iron. Well, he was fired by the Grizzlies 19 games into last season, Doris, but Coach David Fizdale with a fresh start now with the Knicks in New York.
Well, you think about in Memphis, he tried to shift from the grit and grind to a more modern NBA style, and I think he encountered some resistance there. With the Knicks, more of a clean slate, a chance to build the culture from the ground up.
Pulls up, and the jumper falls for him. Moutier's got 6. And so it's Augustine who will bring it up for the Magic. Vicious to Simmons. Another miss by Orlando. New York's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Trier passes to Porzingis. Hezonja on the wing. He's covered by Isaac. 2 points. That one goes. He has 7.
This guy has great agility at his position. Jonathan Isaac's so fluid when he's driving to the cup.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. And Jonathan Isaac making progress, but he was drafted knowing he had a lot of work to do.
Yeah, and you really shouldn't try and compare Isaac to the rest of his draft class. He's going to be on a different timeline as far as his development goes. Might take longer for him to be ready, but the payoff, man, could be huge as his ceiling is really high.
Burke, he's checked in for the Knicks. And the Magic making a change here as well. Gordon's checked in for Vucevic. A difficult situation for New York. Moutier finds Hezonja. Pass to Vonleh. Back to Hezonja. Now here's Burke. He's tightly guarded. Shot clock at 3. New York needs to get off a shot. And he's good on the 3 ball. And that's now 7 points for Noah Vonleh.
And it seems as if someone got their signals crossed. If he can wind up that open from three-point range, I'm sure that was not a part of the game plan.
Augustine passes to Bamba. The shot that time not on target. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Here's Hezonja. The basket good off the assist from Moutier. Moutier's got 4 assists in the game.
You can see the improving court awareness of Emmanuel Mudiay, having an understanding for when to find his guys.
Gordon kicks to Augustine. Little turnaround. It's rebounded by Vonleh. Vonleh's got his 4th rebound in this one. And it's Mohamed Bamba with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Burke, the pass to Hezonja. Over Gordon. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Hezonja's got 4 points in the quarter. The Magic leading by 17. And here's Augustine. He's got 8 to the middle. Here's Simmons. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Simmons got 12.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
Here's Moutier shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And a moment now to check out the numbers for Moutier. Averaging 12 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
I think they need more consistency from him, and they're getting it. Look for this to continue. I love it.
The free throw good from Moutier.
And still trying to find his footing in the league. Moutier must show improvement in his shooting moving forward.
Both free throws good from Moutier.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
And Augustine kicks to Simmons. Now here is Augustine. Burke covering. Here's Simmons. It's rebounded by Von. New York with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Now the feed to Moutier. Now the pass to Burke. And now here's Hezonja. Shot clock at 6. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Gordon, the pass to Bamba. Outside, Simmons. Bangs home the trifecta. Simmons got 7 points here in this quarter.
Now, I think they'll keep going to him more and more as they look to hang on to their lead. Why not with the way this guy is shooting it?
Now Hezonja. He's usually able to provide some lift to his team, averaging 6 points a game. He dishes it to Moutier. Here's Burke. Here's Vonleh. Off target.
I love Aaron Gordon's ability to defend any position. What a luxury for a coach.
And so it's the Orlando Magic closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates, Greg. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Knicks trail by 20. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the 4th quarter. Setting the floor for the Knicks. Emmanuel Moutier out there with Burke. Then there's Vonleh. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Knox in at the 3 spot.
Really nice job inside that time. The defense unable to react quick enough to stop him. Boy, he is fast.
Passes it to Vonleh. He kicks it to Kanter. From the stripe. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
I love the hustle and the heart with which Enes Kanter plays. This guy is a terror on the offensive glass.
Back to Grant. Magic moving the ball around. Bamba dishes to Grant. His 3-pointers off the mark. The Knicks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. Knox the pass to Burke. Pass to Knox. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. And here's Fournier. He brings it up for Orlando. They lead by 14. Pass to Isaac. Over Moutier. That one off the back iron and out. For New York, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the 4th. Here's Knox, and it's sent back by Isaac. And it's out of bounds to the Knicks as New York retains possession. A different look for New York. Courtney Lee, he's checked in for Moutier, and it's Ntilikina in for Trey Burke. Ross, he's checked in for the Magic. Ntilikina passes to Knox.
Yeah, the defender all over.
And he makes the first. Good on both. Fournier with the ball. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. Gentlemen. And when you look at Evan Fournier, he's just a reliable source for points whenever he's on the floor.
Yeah, and Fournier is a bit of a quiet scorer. I mean, he always ends up with a lot of points, but doesn't tend to wow you with any individual plays. Terrific shooter who just makes the most of his touches and his minutes whenever he's on the floor.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing.
You get a little glimpse into the mindset of Evan Fournier. This guy will do whatever it takes to win.
Good on the second free throw. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Ntilikina kicks to Cantor. The pass to Knox. Shoots over Grant. Here's Cantor. Nails the baby hook.
Enes Kanter is a natural-born scorer. Either back to the basket with the jumper or the post move. He's got it all.
Here's Fournier. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. And the Magic lead by 13.
Boy, defender taken out of the play with a rock-solid screen. No way he's going to get through that.
Knox the pass to Ntilikina. 13 feet away. Offensive rebound. Cantor fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
The Knicks making a switch here. Porzingis is checked in. That's good from Cantor.
Well, Enes Kanter continues to prove his worth, guys. An outstanding player on the offensive end.
They get a hand on it. Here's Ntilikina. Got a hand on it, and they get it back. The shot's good from Cantor.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Grant kicks to Bamba. Now the dish to Fournier. Here's Grant. Good on the triple.
Well, there's an all-around aspect to Evan Fournier's game, and a really smart decision with the ball there.
Knicks trail by 11. Passes it to Cantor. Here's Knox. He's guarded by Ross. Sinks it, and the shot from Porzingis.
He's shooting the lights out down the stretch, trying to keep them competitive.
Orlando's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Grant surveying the D. Down low. Here's Gordon. But they'll get another chance. No good from 11 feet.
Well, they get it to the high percentage area, and then it all goes wrong from there.
He dialed that one up from long distance. 34 points for Porzingis.
He's hit 4 now from behind the arc, 2 in each half, making an impact.
Fournier against Porzingis. Now Now here's Fournier. He's covered closely. A beautiful reverse layup. Fournier's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, the body of Evan Fournier comes into play in these difficult finishes. That's really nice.
And Porzingis, here we go. Hands with the ball out of bounds. Fournier last touched it. The Magic making a switch here. Vucevic is checked in. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Knox. Here's Porzingis. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Orlando leading by 8. Grant outside. Left side, Gordon. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got his 18th rebound here tonight, all over the place. And the basket by Knox.
And guys on defense gasping for air at this point.
Gasping for air and giving limited effort on the defensive end. Right now it's all about the offense. Boy, the shooting has been off the charts.
Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. Here is Ross. Outside Fournier. Outside Gordon. Shot clock at 6. Kicks it to Ross. Back to Gordon. Takes the 3.
He's cold from deep. 0 threes in the second half after hitting just 1 in the first.
Knicks trail by 6. Pass to Knox. Here's the teardrop. Orlando grabs the miss. Gordon's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Fournier, that's for 2. The Knicks pull it in. Porzingis has got 11 rebounds in the game. Down low, here's Knox. Basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor.
You know, put a rough first half behind him. He's absolutely crushing it here in the second.
Grant kicks to Fournier. Lee with the steal. Here's Ntilikina. He's covered by Grant. The shot's good from Ntilikina. Now just a 2-point Magic lead. The Magic have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Grant in the post. Baseline J on the way. And Gordon gets it to go in on the assist by Grant. And that's 15 points for Aaron Gordon. And it's the Knicks with the ball. Pass to Porzingis. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
That free throw good from Porzingis. And here's Fournier. He brings it up for the Magic. It's a 1-point game. Gordon kicks to Grant. Banked in off the glass.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
The pass to Porzingis to tie it up. And again, New York with the triple.
It's just what the doctor ordered here. Boy, have they needed him here in the fourth.
The Magic have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Grant finds Vucevic. Outside Fournier. Tipped away. Stolen by Cantor. Here's Porzingis with fast break chance. And the dunk by Porzingis.
And you talk about fighting your way back into a game. They've shown a lot of grit in this comeback.
Yeah, to start off with so many mistakes and still now find a way where everything's working, it allows their momentum and confidence to continue to build. There's a chemistry that Vucevic has with his guys. The alley and the oop.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Porzingis kicks to Cancer. Passes it to Ntilikina. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Knox. From deep. New York working now with the fresh shot clock. Here's Lee. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Here's Gordon. Rebounded by Knox.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Ntilikina passes to Cannon. Shoots over Vucevic. Nice spin off the left rim and in. And that's 23 points for Enes Kanter.
Ooh, with a player this hot, I don't see their lead going anywhere.
Ross on the wing. Fournier finds Ross. Here's Gordon. Back to Ross. Puts up a 3. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Porzingis has got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Fournier against Lee. Here's Ntilikina. That shot, no good.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
Inside. And then Gordon with the dunk.
Aaron Gordon wanting the ball with the game in the balance in crucial moments. How big time is he?
New York's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Ntilikina kicks to Porzingis over Gordon. Rebounded by Vucevic. The Magic have gone 7 of 15 from the floor here in the fourth. Right around 46-47% to take the lead. There's another block.
A defensive stalwart.
Boy, you talk about killer instinct from Terrence Ross. What a huge bucket.
Here's Ntilikina. There's 1:40 left here in the fourth quarter. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Well, one thing we know, Porzingis is fearless. He had no hesitation on what was a huge basket for them.
Grant kicks to Vucevic. Shoots over Kanter. Vucevic with the bucket. Vucevic has got 4 points in the quarter.
Wow, Vucevic with the big-time delivery. The Montenegrin says, that's my shot.
Ntilikina passes to Porzingis. Over Gordon. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Porzingis has got 46 points.
Oh, you love the aggressiveness and the swagger that Porzingis has to take that shot. Such a clutch play from the Latvian.
Now, here's Grant. Back to Vucevic. Stolen by Kanter. Stolen by Gordon.
Good! Fearless, decisive, on point.
Which is exactly what you have to be, especially when your team needs a bucket.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Jaren Grant. And that'll be his third foul so far. Bamba is checked in for Orlando. New York calls timeout. They're down by 2. 51 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now the presentation of our Jordan player of the game, Mohamed Bamba.
And he's been dialed in from the field, Kevin. Good on over 60% of his attempts. They've been working the ball around well, and he's benefited with a lot of open looks. And boy, has he made the most of them.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Coach Fizdale was going over with his team. He told him this game wasn't over yet. He said, don't give up. If you make a few big plays, we're right back in this game. Stay the course. Back to you, Kevin.
Here's Porzingis. It's in! A huge shot to tie it up.
You know, you can expect Porzingis to make a jumper like that whenever he takes one in rhythm.
Outside Fournier. He's looking for Gordon and finds him. Back to Fournier. And a miss there on the triple. And here are the Knicks now. Shot and game clock separated by 5. They get it back. Pass to Knox. New York moving the ball around. And now Orlando on the break. From deep. Right between the eyes.
And it's nice to see Bamba finding his groove. When he's in sync, he feels like he can make any shot.
New York calls timeout. They're behind by 3. 7 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
And right now, you can go for the 2 and then a quick foul or go for the home run.
Well, you've got to be smart regardless of what you choose to do. You shouldn't just heave the 3 if it's not there. Let's see what happens.
7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Cantor kicks to Ntilikina. Lee outside. The 3 won't fall.
Boy, Enes Kanter's willingness to be the guy to take over in a critical stretch, so impressive.
And so the big win by Orlando in a tight game. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Nick, great win tonight. Good performance by you. How surprising is it that you contributed to the game in so many ways?
I wouldn't say it surprised me. I always knew I could play at this level, but I just play hard. Just play hard and get things happen. I don't try to force anything. I just let the game come to me, and I play hard. Rebounds. Like I said, it's a lot about effort. That's what I can do every night. And points are gonna come some nights. Sometimes they won't. But just take what I get and just keep playing.
Well, you did it all over the floor tonight, Nick. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.